In this video we're going to talk about what to do with all those PLR articles that you've bought. And if you're like most internet marketers, you've bought a bunch of PLR articles over the time that you've been involved in the business. Because the idea is attractive, you get ready written articles on near enough any topic under the sun that you can use with little or no restriction, and they're cheap. I've seen them as low as just over 10 cents an article equivalent, so that's really cheap. But the problem comes soon after you've bought a pack of articles, and the most likely scenario is that they just sit there, probably still zipped, in a folder somewhere in your hard drive, waiting for you to use them. Or maybe you're a bit keen and you use one or two out of the pack of 10 or 50 or 100 or whatever it is and resolve to go back to the rest later. And in this instance, later is used in the teenager meaning of the word, which means later in life, maybe. Or just maybe never. Just sometime later in time. And of course, putting a PLR article on your website is the easiest way of using them, and if it's a popular pack, you'll be competing with tens or hundreds or even thousands of identical articles across the web. Which brings me on to the first suggestion. If you absolutely must use the article on a site you own, you need to do one of two things. At absolute minimum, add an introductory paragraph and an extra paragraph at the end. Each of those a few sentences long. That could help you differentiate the article, but it's still a long shot, especially if the article's already been used in lots and lots of places on the web. Preferably you should actually rewrite the article in your own words, which isn't the same as using spinning software, because spinning software, especially the really automatic ones, usually just turns English into gibberish as though it's been translated using Google Translate through every single possible language combination and then back into English, and it just reads badly. Instead, what you should do is take the article as a first draft and then fully rewrite it, putting your own inflections and idiosyncrasies into it. So if that was me, it would mean short sentences, short paragraphs and hyphens and other punctuation all over the place. Not to mention abbreviations and changing the persona of the article, so that a lot of PLR articles tend to use one and whatever, and I'd change it to you or me. And chances are that still wouldn't get you past the anti-plagiarism checks run by article sites like Easy Articles. But both of those methods are still competing with lots of other sites, and that's not what I'd suggest you do. Nowadays, I think it's actually better to change the medium of the article from text to something else. If I ever got round to using the hundreds, maybe thousands of PLR articles I've purchased over the years, I'd most definitely turn them into videos like this one. Do like I've done to this. This is from one of my articles, but this one I wrote. Copy the text of the article into a word processor. If it's not one you wrote, or even if it's PLR or whatever, definitely run a spell and a grammar check. And with some of the articles I've seen, that could shock you, but you still need to do it. Well, just live with the result. And ideally skim the article and correct any obvious blunders in it, and they usually are, especially in the cheaper ones, the ones you bought 10 articles for a couple of dollars, that kind of thing. Then format the article so it looks nice, and I like to do this with a pleasant font. I'm using Verdana on this one, and page breaks every few short paragraphs, so it looks a bit like a PowerPoint slideshow, very much like I've done here. Once you've done that, open up a screen capture program, Camtasia, Screencast-O-Matic, whatever else you've got, and read the article out loud, pausing whilst you change the screen when you've finished reading that section of the article. So down here I'd press pause and scroll down, whatever. It sounds scary at first because most people don't like the sound of their own voice, but it's much better to read it out loud than have a boring slideshow with even more boring background music that just sounds wrong. Sounds like it's come out of decades ago. And once you've uploaded the video of your PLR article and YouTube processed it, add the original article into the captions. If you're not sure about that, there's plenty of videos on YouTube showing you how to use captions, but basically go into Edit, and there's a link marked Captions, upload the original article into that. While you're waiting for the video to process, add a short description to the video, but don't use the original article for that description. Yes, that means you've got to write, sorry. And that does mean it'll take longer than copying and pasting the article unread into your blog, but the extra effort's definitely worth it. You'll stand out from the competition, and you've added value to the PLR article that wouldn't be there if you took the lazy option of just posting it into your blog. And if you'd like to know more about using PLR articles, the ones you bought and never used, and making money from them rather than costing you money, just click the link below this video and I'll explain more. Okay, thanks for watching.